Nainang chindanti shastrani, nainang dahati pavaka, no chainang kledan tapa, no shoshati maruta. You must be curious to know why I have started today's video with a hymn from the Gita. Yes, that is very natural for you to feel curious about, because today I have not told you earlier that we shall be discussing something of a very serious nature in order to learn English. So long we have been learning words, we have been learning different phrases, idioms, but today it's a bit different. Today we shall be learning English through discussion. There is not about any very silly, trivial subject matter, but a very serious subject matter. That's about death. Yes, death. We all are very, very inquisitive about what happens after death, because we do not know. In fact, well, in today's video, I'm going to discuss, in the first half, I'm going to discuss what the enlightened masters, what the religious leaders have said about what happens after death. And in the second half of the video, I shall shed light on what the modern scientists say about the afterlife, about what happens to us after our physical death. So the first part deals with religions. Enlightened masters are all religious leaders. So the first part very obviously deals with religion. And for that reason only I have quoted from the Gita at the onset of this video. Well, what have the enlightened masters said at all? They have said that life does not end at your physical death. Do not think that this is the end all and be all, so whatever you like, you keep doing here. There is none to see or record what you are doing. Many people are there who do certain things in private which they should not do. But they do this in private only because they know that there is none looking. But in fact, always there is the Almighty to observe everything. So you cannot hide anything from the Almighty. That is what the religious leaders, gurus, have said. Well, we know in all the religions that exist on earth, there is a description of heaven and there is also the description of hell. If you do something good in your physical life here on earth, you are supposed to be enjoying the heavenly pleasures after your death. And if you are a corrupted person, if you have lived a very depraved life, then you are going to end up in hell. That is what all the religions agree upon. And we know very well that there is none on earth who is 100% thoroughly corrupted. Everybody is endowed with a certain amount of goodness. Everybody. Even if you talk about the notorious criminals, they have a certain amount of goodness in them. That is so very minuscule that perhaps we the common people do not see them doing good acts of kindness. But still, they have, undoubtedly. Well, so nobody is in hell after death for eternity. Though some of the religions are of the opinion that if you have lived a very bad life, very corrupted life, then you are going to remain in hell for eternity, and you have to undergo hellish sufferings, miseries for eternity. But there are many religious leaders who have said that for your good acts you will get the heavenly pleasures, and for your bad acts you will get the hellish pain, suffering. We know Vivekananda has said, good, good, bad, bad, and none shall escape the law of karma. Yes, that's it. Your karma decides where you are going to be after your physical death. That is what the religions say, and many of us who claim to be scientific in their approach to everything do not accept this, or at least have not accepted this so far. But now, science, or many distinguished personalities of the of different branches of science have started talking about an afterlife, the hereafter. And we know very well that the scientific-minded people, or the scientists do not say anything that is not based on solid evidence. So they must have got some evidence, and that's why they talk about the afterlife. Do you want to know a few names? First, I would like to tell you the name of Dr. Raymond Moody. Dr. Raymond Moody, a doctor. And second, Dr. Eben Alexander. He's also a doctor. He's in America. And then Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Then Jeffrey Long. Jeffrey Long is also a doctor. So all of them are very, very scientific minded, but still they have concluded that there is something beyond this physical life. And they have their own books. If you want, you can read their books. In this context, I would like to refer to Dr. Raymond Moody's Life After Life. Life After Life is a book written by Dr. Raymond Moody, and the book was published in 1975. So after 1975, many scientists all over the world started being influenced by what was there in that book, and they also started their own research works. So they all agree today, they all are in sync. There is a general consensus. And they say that your physical body is not the only thing you experience. After your physical body is no more, after your physical body perishes, something remains. And that is the soul or spirit. Spirit, you must have heard. Well, there are so many fields. If I go to fields of science that talk of the same feature, but I'm not going to refer to all the fields. Here I would like to narrow our scope down to one particular field, and that is near-death experience literature. In short, NDE, near-death experience. If you feel interested, please read those books which are written on near-death experiences, or there are a lot of videos on YouTube. Those videos deal with near-death experiences, the first-hand experience of some of the near-death experiencers. and you will come to know more. In the space of this video, I am going to discuss this subject matter in a nutshell, not very vastly. This is a very vast discussion. This requires a very vast discussion, but we don't have time for that because the video will be abnormally long then. Well, what is near-death experience? There are people who have died and remained dead for a certain period of time, and after that they have been resuscitated. They have been revived. And after resuscitation, when they are once again able to talk, they have shared with their doctors their experiences during that period of time when they were declared clinically dead. Yes, that's it. Well, what do they say? They say that just after your death, you do not realize that you have died. Why? Because you see everything, you feel everything. There is no change brought about. As there is no change brought about in your consciousness, you are not able to understand that you are no more operating through this physical body, through this mortal body. But after a few seconds, when you cast a glance at your own body that is lying, you get a little puzzled. In this context, I would like to tell you about Rabindranath Tagore. After Rabindranath Tagore's death, Rabindranath Tagore's soul was brought through by the spiritualists, those who used to deal with spiritual subjects. And they asked Rabindranath Tagore what happens after death. And Rabindranath Tagore shared his experience with them, which they have written down in their books. On YouTube also, I have seen a video. I have forgotten exactly the name of that gentleman who has told about Rabindranath Tagore's experience. So there also we see, to a certain extent, a similar picture. So these people say that after your death, when you are no more in the body, you get a little puzzled initially, overwhelmed. You do not understand what you are supposed to do at the time. You try to draw the attention of those people who are around your body. You try to communicate to the near and dear ones. But you see that nobody is responding. And as you see that nobody is responding to your call, you get frustrated, disappointed. You do not understand the reason. You see your own children, your own wife, your own husband. They are behaving absolutely unusually. They're crying. They're not responding to your call. Very naturally, try to imagine that situation. And then they visualize, they happen to see a certain tunnel, yes. And that tunnel swallows them to a certain extent. And when they get into that tunnel, they experience the speed, the velocity, high speed. Some of them say that they have full control over themselves at that time, and some of them say that they, at that particular time when they are in the tunnel, have no control over themselves. As if some invisible force is making things happen. And afterwards, they go out into a powerful light, very powerful light. But that light does not hurt your eyes. If you look straight at the sun, your eyes will get dazzled. Your eyes will be hot. But if you look at that light is very soothing. As if that light is conscious. That's what they say. I have learned this from the NDE literature. So I request you to read that literature if you find interest at all. And if you are not interested in this subject, then don't worry. There are so many other subjects to engage your attention. All right. And today I have discussed this in order to practice speaking English. You, from time to time, choose a subject matter of your own choice, own liking, and then talk for 10 minutes, 12 minutes at a stretch on that topic. If possible, record that and then watch it. See where your flaws are. If you see that your speech is faulty, then change your style. This way, you can improve your English, my dear friends. I will discuss this subject matter further in the upcoming videos. But for now, that's all. If you have liked this video, if you have liked this content, please subscribe to this channel and enable us to keep making such videos in the days to come. All right. Write a few comments as well. Thank you very much, my dear friends. See you again in the next session. I promise, if God is willing. Right. Bye-bye.